All right, bitches, what's going on?
Whoa, we're starting off with with some profanity. What's going on with that?
No, back in my day, that was just common speak in the household. Today we're doing our monthly. Typically, we do a monthly discussion. We talk about everything we did in the month, everything we watched and played. But we're gonna switch
Yes.
up the format a little bit. We're trying to modify it, optimize it, see what best fits it. So we're right now we've settled on the top three things of the month. So it'll be our January 2020 top three. We each get a top three to talk about, and that could
God, you
range
look
from
just
anything.
awful on my end.
That's fine. That was a bad place to say that, but
Oh no, there's a delay. Oh, come on. You weren't saying anything. Oh
no,
no.
there
Okay.
wasn't a delay. But I was like mid
I
sentence
thought
when
there
you
was
did
a
that.
delay. You want to just start over? We're not
I'm
that
gonna
far
have
into it this
to. I
time.
don't know why you did that to me.
That's-
That was messed up.
Wow.
Oh man. All right. So typically we do a monthly thing where we talk about everything we've watched and played in the month, but we're switching up the format, trying to modify, optimize it to the best it can be. So this time around, we're each gonna have a top three things of the month. That could be video game, television, music, whatever,
Any
movie.
combination of the three.
Well, though I named like four things there, but it could be
Any
anything really.
any combination of the three.
Any combination of the top three for each of us.
Yes.
So I mean, I don't know. We'll see if this is better. How we're feeling, and
Yeah.
it'll be a little snappy, a little quick to the punch. So
Yeah,
are
be
we?
somewhere. I gotta be somebody.
We're
Yo.
we're not limiting it to new things, are we? Like things. Does it have to be a thing we haven't experienced before? Does it have to be
No,
fresh?
not necessarily. No, it could be like rewatching something you just want to talk about it, or maybe
Like
replayed something, or what
like if
have
you
you.
were rewatching Empire Strikes Back, like every month you watch it, it'll always be in the top three. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I guess it doesn't have to technically be your three favorite things. It could be just
Yeah,
three things you want to highlight.
yeah.
All right. So what's your number three?
Okay, I mean, in no particular order.
What?
I'm not
So
necessarily. I
the
didn't
top
necessarily
three.
rank them, but yeah, but I'm not gonna necessarily rank them. Anyway, I went and saw 1917, the Sam Mendes
Hmm.
World War One film. It's all kind of simulates simulation of essentially one or two all single shots. Obviously, there's some edits in place, but the film doesn't, it's not obvious to you necessarily while you're watching the film. So they do a really really good job of keeping you really engaged that way. The movie has an incredible pace. I think we talked in our Doolittle review about how I felt like I just wanted to take a nap, and it felt like it was like twice as long as it really was. This movie, I felt like I was there for just a little over an hour, and I was like, oh, I've been here 2 hours. The movie's over.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very moving experience. It's a war film, and it doesn't pull any punches about how gruesome and uh, horrifying it was for the people that were involved in the conflict, and but it was a very enjoyable experience overall. Just the filmmaking, the music, the acting performances. It's kind of a who's who of British actors, and they're not even necessarily like uh, the lead characters. The lead characters are, I would say, are relative unknowns in terms of acting. I don't think I've really seen either of them in anything, and um, just a phenomenal film. It does definitely deserve some of the awards that it's already received. Um, so yeah, I really really enjoyed that. I would highly recommend going to see it, um, especially if you're into sort of history and things like that. So it was definitely a respectful um, and good film. Just
Nice,
overall, it was very good.
nice. Well, my number three is a completely different side of the spectrum. It's
Cool.
a little Netflix series that was going around. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called The Circle. This is a
I
reality
think so.
series on Netflix, and
Really?
yeah, it's like the first of its kind as far as I know. Like at least in the U.S. Netflix, where it's like it released like batches of episodes at a time. You know, it's a
Oh,
reality series on Netflix. But basically, actually, and I forgot someone had actually commented on one of our Survivor videos a while ago, and they were like, "You guys should check out the Circle the UK version because there's a US version coming out." And I forgot
oh,
about
okay.
that until I started watching it. I was like, "Oh yeah, this is what were talking about." Um, so it's basically the idea is you have a bunch of people put into like what looks like an apartment place, basically, like but it's like its own thing away from everybody else, and everybody is in their own room, and you can only communicate through text with the other people.
Okay.
And so people have the ability to put whatever image they want as like their profile picture. It's like a social media almost mixed with reality competition kind of thing.
Huh.
So the whole idea is that people can catfish other people. So they could have like it could be like some guy pretending to be an attractive woman, or some older person being pretending to be a younger person. But you like interact with each other, and then there's rankings every couple days, and then the one at the top of the ranking gets to the ones at the top get to determine who gets blocked, which is basically being eliminated. But
Okay.
it's a little wacky, it's a little wild, but it's actually pretty interesting.
Okay. I don't necessarily know if I care how much it sounds like it's leaning into like a whole social media kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
But I'd have to see it. It does sound kind of interesting. Um, so
yeah. Honestly, it was light on strategic elements right now, but I could see it definitely growing in that more. Like for the
mm,
most part, it became kind of like who you were close to and trusted for a while. That's who stuck together for the most part. And they made the weird decision. I guess this was the same in UK version as well, where they would just start adding people in, like people would get eliminated, but then like there would be like a newcomer enters the circle, and then like the newcomers basically had no chance because everybody else had already established relationships, so they just get blocked anyway. So they were like kind of pointless additions. And
yeah,
then
it sounds like a good idea in theory,
yeah,
but like it'd almost be like you'd have to bring in one of the people's actual like real life friends or something
yeah, but
or family member or something to make it work better.
but it was just weird. I've never seen a reality show like that where it's like you hear them like doing the text, like you have to they basically say what they're, and then the circle will translate into text. So they'll be like, haha, I love that so much, laughing crying emoji, send. And then you just but it's interesting because you see the person saying it but they don't know who's saying it. And
Huh.
like initially, I'm skeptical outside of Survivor. It's good to be skeptical of like reality TV generally, but
Hmm.
actually within like the Survivor Big Brother circles that I follow, they actually pretty much confirm that it's all authentic.
Hmm.
So that's good to hear.
Okay.
But it's more of like definitely more of the reality genre than Survivor. Really, it doesn't take itself as
Sure.
seriously.
Sure.
So that's mine. That was interesting. Number
Okay.
three.
Okay.
Number one of three.
Yes. So I've also been watching the a show called The Rising of the Shield Hero.
Oh,
It's an anime based on a light novel series. I heard about it a while ago. I think I was recommended it by a couple people a while ago. And by a while ago, I mean it came out last January, so it was sometime last year, I guess. People said that they thought I would really enjoy it, and I have been greatly enjoying it. I'm probably about 14 or 15 episodes in. I think it's 25 or 26 episodes long. This first season. It's so it falls in the genre of isekai, which for those of you not in the know, essentially that means another world. So the another world subgenre has basically taken over anime, thanks to the likes of and popularity of such shows as Sword Art Online and many of the other similar ilk. Overall, it's not a subgenre I'm overly crazy about. I think it's best when either it's made fun of, a la Konosuba, or is done in like almost like a deconstruction, like ReZero. But like playing it totally straight, the series is a little bit, and it has a really interesting hook. The main character is not necessarily the most upstanding, righteous person. He's not just getting all the girls falling in love with him. I mean, there is some of that, because you have to indulge a little bit in this fantasy world. You have to sort of relate to his character a little bit, but he's not like, he doesn't have, at least not yet, doesn't have a gaggle of would be suitors following him along, but it does have the potential to go that way, so that I wouldn't be surprised if it does. But overall, I'm really enjoying it. So it's been fun, and the music's really good, the animation's really solid. And yeah, it'd definitely be something I'd recommend to people. Fans of the genre, I feel like, would like it. But yeah, good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, my second thing I'd like to feature is a band called CHVRCHES.
Oh, okay.
I was like, after the Game Awards, when she was on there, I was like, I'd heard of the band before, but I'd never really looked into it. And I'm like, damn, I really like this music. It's really, it's like really fun music. And, I've been mostly, I bought one album, which is the Love is Dead album, which is a 2018 one they did. But I've also just gone on YouTube, listened to tons of other stuff they did. Not too much to say, but I mean, I just think probably one of my favorite bands now.
Yeah, they're really great. They were, remind me, they were the ones featured in the Death Stranding soundtrack.
Yeah,
among other indie artists
for the song Death Stranding.
Yeah.
Yes. And the mostly, it seems just from looking around, that they are mostly known from like video game soundtracks. Like some of their songs were in Forza Horizon.
That's right. Yeah.
They also had a song in Mirror's Edge 2, I think. That was like a big one, and I really love that song. It's called Warning Call. So, but yeah, there are a couple ones like that. It seems like, and their style of music really does kind of lend itself to video games, I think. But also, just by itself, it's really cool too.
Yeah, I like CHVRCHES as well. They're solid.
Yeah, it's CHVRCHES with a V instead of a U.
Yes, CHVRCHES.
CHVRCHES. Yeah.
CHVRCHES. All right, so my other thing is the Kingdom Hearts Remind DLC came out, and I have been. So I don't want to get into too many details on spoilers.
Yeah.
Overall, I would say I'm kind of mixed in terms of what it presented, because it felt like half of the main episode story, so Remind includes three episodes, I guess is what you'd call it. There is story, there is a boss rush, and then there's a secret boss. But all three of these all have different amounts of story. So even the limit cut episode, is what it's known as, actually has story behind it, and then the secret boss episode also has story behind it. I haven't unlocked that last one yet, because I haven't beaten the other bosses yet in the limit cut episode, because they're very, very hard. And so I've been going back into the normal game, and I've been kind of playing cleanup and doing all the stuff in the game that I hadn't done during my first playthrough. It's been a blast. I'm fairly certain now that I think this might be my favorite Kingdom Hearts game, and that's incredible. Because Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix has been my favorite for quite a while. Um, and this game is really scratching the itch in terms of content, in terms of what it delivers to me as a fan of the series, and in terms of sort of what its trajectory is going forward. And yeah, the reason though that I'm mixed, the first episode has a lot of, for lack of a better term, recycled content.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it basically is telling you this is what happened during this part of the game, but there's a lot of it where it's just you replaying that part of the game again. And it's like, oh, that's kind of disappointing.
Nice.
And then it adds like a bunch of stuff at the end, towards the end of it. It's like I'd say like the first half of it, maybe the first 3/5 of it is kind of all the recycled content, and then it does something completely new for the last part of it, and that part is very satisfying. And I will say that the last cutscene in that was very moving, and I liked it a lot. But was it really worth $30? Hard to say. Hard to say. That's a little steep for DLC. But it did also add, so the DLC also adds extra stuff into the base game. So the stuff I haven't really tried out yet. So that's what's known as easy code and pro codes. Basically are like, they're basically cheat implementations to put in the game. So like easy codes will do stuff like make it so that everything is a one hit kill, or that you have infinite magic or stuff like that. And pro codes will make it so that just things to make the game a lot harder. So it'll reduce your magic. You can't use magic. You can turn other things off. You can turn attractions off or shot locks off. So it does stuff that kind of make the game sort of self-imposed restrictions. So that is cool because it's like adding replay value and extra life to the game for people that are really into that sort of thing. And Kingdom Hearts fans in general, particularly people who replay them, are really into that sort of thing. So that's cool. I appreciate that. I did also get the concert portion of that DLC. I don't think I ever talked about that. I might have earlier on in the channel. It might have been before we started doing monthly reviews, but I actually went to that concert. Not the concert that was recorded. For the you pay, basically it's $40. So if you pay the extra $10, you get like the whole concert set list, and it shows the orchestra playing and gives you all the video presentation, everything. It's pretty great. And so getting to relive that and getting to hear all that music again was really cool, because the CD that they released for that concert didn't have the whole set list, all 2 hours or whatever it is. So you get to have the whole full concert experience from the comfort of your own home for just $10 extra. And I'd say it's totally worth it.
Nice.
But yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts 3 again, and it's been pretty great, pretty enjoyable, and I'm gonna be playing it for a while. So I don't know. Nice. I'm still chomping down, trying to finish off the content that I paid for. So.
Yeah. All right, the last thing I want to highlight is another thing I missed the boat on from 2016. It was really popular, and that's The People versus O.J. Simpson. Which?
Oh yeah.
Did you watch this?
The show's great.
Yeah.
Yes, the show is great.
Yeah, it's so well done.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom and I have been going through documentaries and stuff, so we did a little. It's not exactly a documentary, but it's in the same vein. So we figured we'd watch this. Yeah, it was really well directed. Is the biggest thing I'll take away from it. Some great acting too, like some interesting actors I wouldn't have expected to be in it. You know, like what's his face, John Travolta. No.
He was very divisive. I heard some people think they thought he was terrible.
Yeah,
I thought he was great. I thought he was spectacular.
I could see why, but Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can too. I disagree though. I thought he was splendid.
Yeah, I liked it a
Um,
lot.
I wasn't actually overly keen on uh
Robert
who
Kardashian,
no he was what's his name again? Remind me.
the guy from Friends. I don't
Guy from
remember his name.
Friends. Yeah, he was okay. He's fine. I mean, at least he looked kind of like Robert Kardashian.
Hmm.
No, no, the one I wasn't never really crazy about was uh uh oof. But they
OJ.
picked up, yeah, whoever they picked to play. I can't remember his name. It's like right there, but
Yeah,
I
he
can't.
doesn't really look like OJ like that much.
No, I don't even think he really acts all that much like OJ.
Yeah, I mean, I
Really.
don't know OJ personally, but
I
I
mean,
only know him from his
I
Twitter
don't either. But
videos.
like, oh, the
What up, Twitter
well, I mean,
world? It's
I
yours
just
truly.
yeah, that's what a wild time we live in.
It's just
But
so funny. If you have you ever gone on his Twitter page
I've
and
seen. I
just
think I saw the first video he made, and I
and
was
like
like, "What is?"
all the replies are just like memes. There's like, man, you're killing it, OJ. And like he would like retweeted one random like one page that actually said something about his football play, like a great football play he did, and it was like, man, he was really a cut above the rest back then, man.
He was a cut
The
above
best run of his life right there.
Oh
That's like
man,
all the replies are. But then
yeah,
it's weird when he has these videos like standing next to people and he's like, I'm here with these guys. And it's like, oh god, well, like they're being held hostage. He's
yeah.
got like, but it'll be like all the on the golf course a lot.
You better watch out that he doesn't get a little agitated, guys. You never know. Um,
but it's like,
yeah.
wow, that guy 100% killed two people, and he's just out here doing funny Twitter videos. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
That's just where we're at.
Um,
Hmm.
no, but
But
Sterling K. Brown is
oh
just a
yeah,
phenomenal actor.
yeah.
And yeah, he just killed it in
And
that.
really, like I knew the most of the details of the trial, but I had never gone into it in detail. So it was interesting to
Hmm.
see all the different aspects that went into it,
Yeah,
um, and just like how quick the jury decided and everything. I never knew how quick that was.
yeah,
Like wow,
it's crazy.
but yeah, I'm always interested in like, especially in monumental court cases like that are like such right in the headlines and news and stuff like that. They're just
Mm.
really interesting to me. Follow those.
There's all kinds of layers involved in that, and that's what I loved about the series. Really kind of delves into all those layers of like why everything happened and like all the different sort of
Yeah,
yeah, it's
and how
really solid.
the two people on the prosecution, like both of them made critical errors, and it was
Mm,
great.
hmm.
It was great to
Yeah,
see, like, because she like got really mad at him for his mistake, but then and she made a big mistake.
yeah.
But it was interesting. Yeah, really getting into that. So yeah, I guess that's it for January.
Okay. Well, we saw some pretty and played some really great things
We did.
and
I've
listened to.
listened to.
We wow, how about that? That's one of the first times we talked about that. It's great.
Yeah.
I should start trying to
You
highlight
should
some
start a
music
music
and stuff to do.
podcast. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, all right.
All right. Well, see you in um, whatever month comes next.
February?
Don't know
Well,
which one
March.
comes yet.
They'll
Next
see us.
yet.
They'll see us in March, I guess, for February.
See us in March for February. In the March
Yeah.
for February.
The bar.
All right.
All right.
See you then. Tell us your three favorite things from January. How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah. Go tell us that in the comments.
Heck, you could do 6. Like you could be at one whole Tarqaron's worth.
Yeah.
How about that?
Show us
All
up.
right.